up and you get him for 2 months. I think that's worthwhile.
2 months, if he's in the rotation, you're looking at 8 to 10 starts. That could make a difference down the stretch.
Jake Myers with the Houston Asteroids.
Yeah, he had a really good 2021, and then he tore his shoulder up in the ALCS last year. But I think Houston really likes Jake Myers. I think they're going to give him every opportunity to succeed. And we've seen power from him at AAA. We've seen stolen bases, and he posted a 408 OBP last year. I think there's something there, and in deeper leagues, I'd give him a look. I'm gonna put some bids in on him in redraft leagues tonight. I just have a good feeling about Jake Myers.
Vinny P is next, Tim.
Yeah,
what they call him, the Italian breakfast. So that's what fans have started to call him. I have no idea. I saw an interview with him where he just said, "Oh, that's great. I like breakfast." So that was his response.
Have you seen how big he is?
Oh yeah,
he doesn't miss many, does he?
No, he's a big boy.
He likes lunch and supper too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I sort of. When I looked at him, he's 61% roster right now in CBS, so he sort of fell out of my criteria. But with only 11% in ESPN, the smaller formats, I listed him. Yeah, hey, huge power potential. Who knows how much he's going to swing and miss?
Yeah, the major league game is very, very hard, so we just have to see on that. But yep. You got prestigious home runs. Did you mean prodigious home runs? Prodigious power? Prodigious power?
Yeah, that's my screw up.
I just noticed that. So I will have to go in and update that from Tim. I can do that right now. I just hit the little edit button, and as we're talking, I will change that for you, the great Tim McLeod.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I put the Canadian spelling in there, Rich.
Okay. Jace Peterson.
Yeah, Tyrone Taylor hits a 7-day concussion list. He's been playing well. But Jace Peterson's going to, super sub that he is going to get some full-time at-bats for the next while, at least a week. He's having a really good campaign. 7 homers, 9 stolen bases, and an opportunity for full-time at-bats this week. So, again, if you're looking for an injury replacement type player, Jace Peterson should have your attention.
I'm not even sure I spell prodigious. Oh, I didn't spell it right. Boy, it's got a lot of consonants in there, Tim.
Hope he brings. I would have put big time power.
It is updated. Prodigious is in there as opposed to prestigious.
Yeah.
Jose Quintana.
He's having a good year. 343 ERA, 67 strikeouts, 76 innings pitched. And what does he have to show for his efforts? 1 solitary and very lonely win, I put. If he was pitching for any team other than the Pirates, he'd be commanding much more of our attention. As pitching, again, I'm looking for some deeper pitching options, and I think it's time to give Quintana a little bit of a look. Just don't count on a lot of wins.
Esteury Ruiz, Timmy, we've talked about him a lot. I talked about him on my preview of the top 100. He makes a very high number. And I said if the season were to end today, he would be my minor league player of the year. And then I caught myself as I'm doing the podcast. I go, well, maybe not, because, Corbin Carroll's been really good. Mm-hmm. And then I looked, count how many stolen bases he has. He has 57 as of yesterday, Timmy. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I took a look because I was just curious, and it absolutely blew my mind. He has more stolen bases than 27 Major League Baseball team totals. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's,
yeah.
As a fantasy guy, you want to see him up. That's the guy that you want because he has game-changing skills. It's just no question of the speed.
And the Padres are floundering right now.
They really are.
Yeah, I think they got to do something, and I think he could be the guy to generate some interest.
We are back on the steak and liquor bet, Timmy. My guy, Lamonte Wade, is back. Tim took a cheap shot at me saying he was no Seiyu Suzuki, but I think he had a home run yesterday.
Well, yeah, so that's one more than Seiya Suzuki's hit in the past week, so I guess I should temper my cheap shots.
Stop getting cocky there, McLeod. Yeah, he's going to pass your guy. If he doesn't pass it, it's you're not going to look good on this one.
No, but on a positive note, the worst I could finish is second, so that'd be higher than most of my industry leagues this year.
That's true.
Your guy up next. I took a look at it.
Oh, anything else to say about Lamonte Wade, though?
No, hey, you know what? They've got there's an opportunity right now for full-time at-bats. Mm-hmm. If he can play and bounce back and play to last year's levels, I think he's definitely, you're looking at right now, he's 7% rostered in CBS 2 in ESPN. If he's playing full-time and producing at last year's levels, those numbers will be significantly higher in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's a nice little player. He's not going to win your league, but he's a nice little player. So, yeah. And then finally, Ken Waldichuk.
Yeah, I'll let you elaborate on Mr. Waldichuk, seeing as how it is your guy.
I think he's a mid-rotation starter max, number 4 starter. But his stuff is just average, but he's got a really good curveball and changeup, and nobody seems to be able to pick it up. Can they pick it up in the major leagues? They very well could. But in Double-A, they weren't able to. High-A, Double-A, and Triple-A, they've not been able to do anything with him. And
he's got 95 strikeouts and 63 innings pitched this year.
He's deceptively good. He doesn't throw all that hard. But you just look around and he's struck out 6 guys, 7 guys in 4 innings, and it's like, wow, that this guy is better than you think. And the Yankees have been very healthy. Mm-hmm. Historically, they're not a healthy team, so we'll see if that pitching staff can stay healthy. But I think if they continue with the huge lead they have, at a minimum, they're going to start resting guys here in the second half. The Phantom, and I think Waldichuk and Clark Schmidt and those guys are going to get a chance, and they're going to be good pitchers.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great call by you. You're looking at, are they going to work Severino hard in September if they've clinched? No, they're going to.
Severino was on the injury list for 2 years. They're going to push him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my grammar. Boy, I butchered that last sentence good. I should have put in Dynasty Leagues, it's high time to find a home for I've got finding a home for the 24 is high time. Okay, I know who was high when they wrote that.
That was probably Grammarly fixed that for you to put it more in a less of a passive voice. So I'll take a look at that. I tried to reread all their corrections. Anyway, Timmy, that is your waiver wire. Give me the 2 guys that you're really going to spend money on.
The 2 guys I'm going to spend money on this week are Jake Myers and
Wade.
Excuse me? Yeah, Wade is another one. I need some outfielders. Those 2 are definitely on my list, and I was high on Kramer when he came up the first time around. He looked good for a couple starts and then struggled. All the pitching's looking good in Baltimore, so I think I'm going to spend some money on Dean Kramer.
I think he's got a 2-start week, right?
I'm not sure. I'd have to give it a spy here.
Yeah, I think he's got a 2-start week. So I'm with Tim on Kramer, and I obviously like Lamonte Wade, and we'll see. So, Timmy, let's take a break, get back and do your closer report.
Sounds good.
We've got 3 names on the closer report, Tim. Let's scroll down here. The closer report. The first guy is Yeri De Los Santos. He is with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Why is he on here? What happened to David Bednar?
David Bednar is dealing with a wonky back right now. Missed a couple games last week. Had one very unlike David Bednar outing, and De Los Santos came on the order. He got 2 saves last week. I think it's probably prudent if you are in contention and counting on David Bednar. I'd invest in a little bit of insurance in De Los Santos.
I took shares out of Tanner Scott about 6 weeks ago, Timmy. I've been very, very happy. I picked him up because of his strikeout rate and was hoping that he'd eventually get a chance in Miami since Dylan Floor didn't work out for me. So I've been very pleased with the return I've got.
Well, you should be really pleased. At the end of May, he had a 5.40 ERA. Entering today, a 4.06. 6 for 7 in save opportunities, a 2.53 ERA. And again, you picked him up for the strikeout rates, and you got them with 20 strikeouts in 10 2/3 innings in June. Yeah, he's only rostered to the tune of 49% in CBS and 13 in ESPN. I think it's time to be jumping on the. Actually, when you got him, was time to be jumping on the Tanner Scott bandwagon, but it's worth taking a look to see if he's still available.
Got a little lucky there. The next guy, unfortunately, Kenley Jansen, out. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they've given us a time when he's going to be back, but he's got to pick up Will Smith, right?
Well, I think Will Smith is my first choice. They're both southpaws. Minter would be my second. Hey, this week Smith has 2 saves. Minter has 1. It's going to be a committee. They're both going to get opportunities, but I think Will Smith is more than likely to get more than Minter. Mm-hmm. It's just, again, you could say Minter's having a better season, better choice, whatever. I can't argue with you, but I just prefer Will Smith right now to Minter. But again, they're both going to get opportunities to close out games until Kenley Jansen returns.
And the last guy is Lou Trevino.
Yeah, I was all over AJ Puck. Okay, I thought he'd. And
for good reason, Tim.
Yeah. It wasn't like I was just tossing darts, but as soon as they put him into the closer role, man, he's had a rough go of it. He's allowed runs in 5 of his 6 appearances since Danny Jimenez found his way to the IL. If the A's got to do something, and Lou Trevino is the man right now. 3 consecutive saves. I think he's got the job until return of Jimenez, and as you mentioned, I think on Friday or last week, the trade deadline's fast approaching. They could leave it with Trevino until they move him, and I think odds are very good he is going to get moved.
That would seem to be the clever thing to do, right? That would be maximizing your assets long term. I would think they would do that.
And then slide Danny Jimenez back. Have
we heard what's going on with him?
Yeah, things are moving positive. They're saying he could be back by the end of next week.
Okay,
that's the last I read. It was shoulder soreness. There was nothing came up on the. He's going to resume throwing next week. Nothing came up on the scans or anything. So. I think he'll be back in a week to 10 days.
After pitching lights out for the entire first half of the year, Jorge Lopez, Timmy, looked shaky in his last 2 outings. Any concerns there? I know last week we talked about picking up Felix Bautista, but it was more of, do they move Jorge Lopez?
I don't have any huge concerns right now. He's still sporting a 1.69 ERA. He had a rough 2. The Twins have not been kind to him at all. Byron Buxton tattooed one, cost him a game. I don't know who did the damage in the other game, but yeah, he's had 2 rough outings. I'm giving him a mulligan on those. We'll see what happens on the third. On that third one, but
Tate got the save today. Is probably because Jimenez was not available because he blew the last 2 games. So, but the Orioles keep winning, Tim.
Orioles are playing well. I'm happy to see it. I really am. Even though they butchered a beautiful park, that still bothers me. That's going to bother me every time I look at that park and that chunk of left field is missing. I get it.
Guess what, Timmy? You're going to see it all over the place. Because teams are going to go, that worked.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you're not inferring that Major League Baseball teams copy what works for other teams?
You're going to see really bizarre, like, big chunks taken out of, like, part of left field and other parts where they're not, and it's going to be really weird.
Yeah, you're going to see small mountains built in center field.
Yeah. You can see it. I mean, it's like, well, this is working. Look, the Orioles got better. That worked. The big chunk, and you could